are.
Here we are.
Episode 3.
Yes. Sorry, there's some fuzzy stuff on my mic.
Spring training is now officially over as of midnight. And
Yeah.
the baseball season has begun. Thus, we are wearing
our Dodger blues, and we have
a special guest.
Special guest, Kike Hernandez bobblehead, Mr. Clutchtober.
Mr. Clutchtober.
You got this one 2024?
No, this is last season. The one game.
Oh,
I
really?
went to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Love Kike. Didn't get to see Kike because we went out to Arizona for spring training. So this episode is really going to be about sort of our adventures on the road going out to Arizona.
We were going to talk about our trip to Arizona, but also baseball movies and our favorite baseball movies.
Yes, of which I can safely say you're definitely a better scholar than me of the baseball movie genre. It's a genre.
Yes, and the list of really good ones is short.
Yeah.
But there are some really good ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was one that I had brought up, and we were going to watch it, and we didn't, called It Happens Every Spring, which came out in 1949. Ray Milland.
I might have missed that one.
You did?
I don't think I caught that in the theaters.
A guy named Lloyd Bacon, who I don't know what else he did, directed it.
Lloyd Bacon?
Yeah. But the plot is Ray Milland's like a middle-aged college professor, and he invents this elixir that you can smear on a baseball and it repels wood. And he goes on to become a big star pitcher on the college team.
But he's a doc.
And I think gamblers get involved, if I remember correctly.
He's a scientist?
He's a scientist, not a baseball player.
But using science for profit.
Well, no, just at first he makes this and they discover that it repels wood. So
and they're like, hey.
Starts throwing baseballs, and there's some wacky special effects of the ball stopping and avoiding the bat.
Curly cues and twisty sort of spinning around. We watched speaking of baseball films, that's a great one, Al. Thank you. It Happens Every Spring, 1949. Lloyd Bacon. Shout out Lloyd Bacon.
Lloyd Bacon and the Bacon Clan.
We're big Lloyd Bacon fans over here.
We got a rasher of Bacon movies.
That's one of those guys that was probably just a total journeyman director.
Yeah,
you know?
Who knows? Maybe he made some.
Maybe not. You know what? Let's put some respect on his name. Speaking of balls doing crazy things,
where are you going with that?
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm
trying not to.
There's a Goofy short, Disney short that we watched last week. Pretty good one where
probably
Goofy.
Around the same era.
Yeah, it would have been probably late 40s, right? I think it had.
Or maybe
47.
Yeah.
No, not 30s.
Probably 40s.
They were still doing silly symphonies.
It was pretty funny.
Similar thing where he's playing every position on a baseball team, and there's some hilarious
baseball
at bats where the ball is doing crazy things.
Very similar to what they did in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
So, okay. Maybe segueing from the discussion of baseball movies in general, we can sort of, I imagine as I edit this together, I'll probably be cutting away to our road trip and different things we did, but it might help to have a
wraparound.
By the numbers wraparound, us both recounting sort of the trip and the steps we took and where we went and everything. So, I mean, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, it was a California to Arizona road trip.
Who drove?
Danny drove. I wanted.
And did I drive well?
You did.
I didn't want to fly. Not in this.
Not
you know,
now.
I mean,
No,
with the air traffic control,
that went crazy.
Do you know how understaffed they are?
I do, but ICE is in there helping out.
Yeah, they're doing great work.
Standing around and making things worse.
Yeah.
We won't go. Well, no, we're not.
I mean, we could.
It's insane.
Keep it to the Dodgers.
We'll keep it to our trip. Anyways, we started. I'll talk about the first stop, and then you can take it from there.
Okay.
So we were driving out, and Danny had flagged the George Patton Museum.
General Patton.
General George Patton.
Yeah, don't forget that general.
Who, by the way, grew up right near here in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a tank museum, I guess.
Well,
it's just his life.
It was a outpost for the military during World War II where they were training all the men that went to North Africa
to fight
and fought against Rommel's unit.
Desert Rat.
So it was like a desert rat training center that was top secret because obviously in World War II, we were, making puncturing through the front lines and doing all these secret attacks and things. But General Patton trained men there, and then I guess the facility that was left, they've turned into a Patton Museum. So it's
Yeah.
monument to his whole life.
Which was odd.
Yeah, definitely some
Weird things.
some weird characters there. We did encounter some sort of, we should have expected it, but on the road to Arizona, you definitely meet some kind of war hawk characters, people that are just kind of hoorah,
Well, there too, I think.
sort of.
And that was kind of near Palm Springs, right?
Yeah, it wasn't too far outside of like Indio.
Yeah, we got there relatively quickly.
Yeah, that was like the first stop.
It was our only stop, wasn't it? Oh no,
I think we kept trucking after that.
Yeah.
We were gonna stop in Quartzsite, which is the first town in Arizona that kind of is of note, but we ended up skipping that. But yeah, no, the Patton Museum was interesting. It's it's got a lot of old decommissioned tanks and Panzers and artillery and
A lot of his personal memorabilia. I learned some things that I didn't know about.
Yeah,
him.
he was
He was in the Olympics.
Yeah, for being a man of war, he was quite a little noble dandy boy, you know? I mean, which is, I guess, how the military kind of used to, funnel its top brass that came from these kind of elite academies in West Point.
He ended up going to West Point, but
I guess
struggled
I still do that.
early on as a student, but one of those guys that just willed himself to do better.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had some of his letters and personal affects. Part of the museum was just historical, and that was interesting. But then they had like a wall of like guns and artillery. I don't know. Some of it was a little.
weird.
It felt like a throne to.
And there were lots of Nazi
Some.
stuff that started to get.
It's an uncomfortable kind of feeling when you're in those spaces because you're like, what
I got a little
exactly?
creeped out. It all was. It's all kind of real when you start looking at these uniforms and like guns. It's like we were ready to get out of there.
Yeah, there was a tank, some cars.
You've probably seen some of these images as we speak.
Yes, you're definitely seeing some. Anyway, we don't want to make light of conflict or war or the contribution that U.S. Armed Forces make to our country and our community. Obviously, that is an important role.
Now, let's send our best wishes to those
Yes,
guys. And gals.
but a place like that, you almost wonder. It's like kind of short-staffed, and I guess it runs on donations. But it does seem kind of like a weird. It's pretty much only like a lot of people that were there the day we were there clearly were on their way to spring training too, or coming and
about
going.
half and half.
There are a lot of guns in there, a whole wall of them. Some unrelated to Patton.
It feels like the type of place that people go to that were like, they say they're into history, but really they're just like,
They like war.
no.
Also, the gift shop had a very strange assortment of
Yeah, it did.
items.
It did have a strange assortment.
Needless
Anyway,
to say, that was
just the first sort of bizarre thing we encountered in this American Odyssey that we took together. But yeah, no, we trucked on after that, and we got into beautiful Glendale, Arizona.
which is kind of Phoenix outskirts.
Yeah,
That's where we
Phoenix
were.
is pretty big. We're realizing.
Yeah,
this,
we never went into the city.
The
but
sprawl is
we were kind of-
crazy.
Glendale is, I don't know,
It's
suburb.
Yeah,
Near
newer.
Scottsdale,
Yeah.
which is a high-end
It was
suburb.
already triple
resort.
digits when we got there. I mean, this was back
was
in
very warm.
February. So,
Yeah.
we had booked a DoubleTree, a sight unseen. It was a good deal.
We used ChatGPT. We said, hey, we were going to go to games at these two places. What's the best place for us to stay? And it recommended that. We should have Google Earthed it.
We should have, because it was weird.
The hotel was fine. Ish.
The hotel itself is like, fine, but the surrounding area was just like Texas Longhorn Steakhouse, a Hooters,
right
and
across the street.
gun,
Barnes and Noble.
a gun ammo store.
Gun store, big gun store.
Yeah, there's a big gun store. We're looking at it right now. It's called Tombstone Tactical. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could look like Ice Age.
Yeah,
if we
I
wanted.
really want to take a video just past it.
But you'd go one direction and it was a Chili's and Barnes and Noble. It was almost like the American political spectrum on one street, because it like Chili's, Barnes and Noble, and like a salad place. And then if you go right, it was like a Texas Longhorn
Hooters
and an
and a gun
ammo
store.
place.
And an all-you-can-eat seafood place.
Yeah, it was a and
which
a Walmart.
We did not go into.
We did go to the Walmart. Anyway, it was just not like an area you can't really like walk across the street to get something unless you're trying to go to Hooters. So we ended up driving pretty much every night to go get food.
We did. Had a
which
couple
was
of good
cool.
meals.
Yeah.
The first night, the place we went to was right next to the San Diego Padres shared.
Yeah.
Most of the teams now share the facilities with another team.
Right.
The Dodgers share their facility with the White Sox. They each have separate structures, but they share the main field.
And do you know why? I mean, does that go way back to like the beginning of spring training?
No, I think it's financial at these places now. The earlier like Dodgers were in Vero Beach,
right, when they were
which was
still
an
in
old
Brooklyn.
Army base, and they kept going there until, I don't know, 25 years
Even
ago.
after they moved to LA
yeah.
from Brooklyn? Wow. Yeah. And that's the Citrus League in Florida?
Yes, we're the Cactus League here, and they're the Citrus League.
Answer something for me, quick tangent, just because you are the baseball expert. Why isn't baseball divided like basketball into like the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference? Like, it never has made sense to me that it's the American and the National.
Because they were...
And the delineations are kind of weird. They're not geographical.
No. The divisions are now. The leagues are not. And the reason is that the National League was the first professional baseball league, and the American League was like an upstart league trying to be another league in competition. And
composed of teams and franchises from newer states and newer cities.
Yeah. And so they were struggling, and eventually they merged, but they didn't take all of the teams, which kind of happened with football as well. So then it became the American League and the National League, and that was the World Series. Before, there were just 2 divisions, and whoever won was first place in each division. It went right. There were no playoffs directly to the World Series.
Up until when?
Well, then there were 2 divisions in each league, and then it was that they played each other, and that was the World Series. And now there's 3 divisions and a wild card, so it's all about money and more games.
And when did that change? Like 70s or earlier?
When I was growing up in the 70s, it was still just 2 divisions in each league.
Wow. Okay.
And so you had to win your division to go to the playoffs.
Semi-recently. I was thinking this would have been like
lifetime.
30s or 40s, I think, changed. Okay.
No.
Well, that cleared something up for me because I was curious.
That's why they call it, when people talk about, they might say the senior circuit. That's the National League.
Why is that?
Because it was first. That was the first league.
Oh, interesting.
The AL or the upstarts.
I see. Okay. Well, that clears it up.
Yeah.
But
this goes way back. I mean, the Yankees are AL, and that was the 20s. So we're talking way back.
1920s, see? We had a good meal, and then we got up bright and early the next day to make it over to our first baseball game, our first spring training game.
Cincinnati versus the Padres, ironically.
The Padres, yeah. But at the Cincinnati facility. Which they share with
the Cleveland
Guardians. Okay, yes. So we got there early and we watched batting practice and we watched the fielding practice.
You got a ball?
You got a ball.
I did. I did not catch it.
And it was right over there.
Home run.
It was like right over there.
Yeah, it went up leaned up against that water thing, and I saw where it landed.
That's cool.
So I grabbed her.
A home run during batting practice, and it landed in a spot nobody noticed.
Who's their kind of star player that we saw hit a couple crazy?
De La Cruz, I think.
De La Cruz, yeah.
I think he's the one that hit that.
There were some definite confused looks because I think the people that were there were all pretty diehard
Cincinnati fans,
Cardinal. It was Cardinals, right?
Reds.
Why
St. Louis
I can't remember.
You got me.
Yeah,
I
man.
hit you covered.
I know, because I was like, where was I? When was it?
Yeah.
So yeah, because we had Dodger swag on, and people were like, "What are you doing here?" Except when we did go in to watch the game, the guy taking our ticket was like, "Go Dodgers," and he kind of said it quietly, which was nice. So I was like, even here we got solidarity. So
well, here's the difference. Tickets were really affordable for the Cincinnati game.
And it was a fun game, honestly.
Fun game.
Yeah.
Really not a lot of people there.
No, we could move around and get up.
It was packed at the Dodger game.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game was, in terms of like a first game for me too at spring training. It was fun.
What were your impressions of spring training?
Well, you'd been with Mom once before, so you kind of gave me, I think, a good expectation of like what the pace of play was and sort of the vibe. But I guess I didn't expect it to be so kind of mellow. I mean, that was a sparsely attended game, maybe because those teams just aren't as popular. I don't know what it is, but it kind of felt fun because at a certain point, it was never really packed, but it really kind of trickled out by the end, and we were just moving around watching the game.
And it was a weekday game, game, and
a Wednesday or
Saturday
Thursday
against the Cubs.
Right, we had a prime time spot for that.
The one when we went in 23 during the week, it wasn't as crowded.
That's true. But it was kind of nice. I kind of preferred it that way because you could get up and walk around, and we looked at the game from different vantage points, which was cool, and moved around in the bleachers and
wandered around in the outfield. There's no seats really; it's just grass.
Yeah,
hills.
which was cool.
That was cool.
But yeah, no, I was just saying how we kind of left near the end because the Reds were just killing it.
Like all those games after like the third inning,
It was good to
it's
see
a lot
them
of the
because we
young
don't like
kids,
the
and that's
Padres.
fun,
No, well, I'm not.
We don't like the
we're not
Padres.
going to hide the fact I don't like the
but
Padres.
I don't like them. I still don't like the Reds. They used to be in the Dodgers.
I don't like
division.
either of those teams, but of the two of them, we were rooting for the Reds.
Did we talk about the game? Because it was
It was
like actually an
crazy,
interesting
and
game.
it's still not over. But
Yeah.
it's a long game today, and
Yeah.
it was 10 to 9.
We left
Padres.
eighth inning, so we stuck around for a good amount of time.
Yeah. And we're hot, sweaty, and we got to shower up.
We got shower,
We're
figure
gonna
out
have
when
dinner.
we're going to
We're
dinner.
in a fresh change of clothes.
I'm thinking about to say fresh shit.
I already did that.
Anyway, Friday was our sort of
Yeah. This is
mess
fun.
around day where we had just sort of an open day to go be tourists in Arizona. We went to the PGA Superstore, which
we
was
did
cool.
do that. That was
And you were
Sorry.
very happy about that. I could tell. You really. I mean, I kind of lost interest after about 10 minutes, but I was happy to go with you into the Superstore,
Yeah,
which was pretty cool.
got something. I can't remember what I
Yeah,
got.
you got something. And then after that, we went to Frank Lloyd Wright's Taliesin West, which is his old studio
For the winter.
workshop. Yep. And they've converted that into a museum, heritage site. There's guided tours. It was cool. It was like an audio tour through his space. It was really hot that day. I feel like of all the days you're there, I just remember that day being.
I tell you
You're
what,
going to
though,
the
we were
hottest.
fortunate because last
Yeah.
week there was a heat dome over the west, and if
Yeah.
we'd been there last week, we would not have.
What do
liked
they
it.
mean when they say heat dome?
It's literally like
dome of
lid.
heat.
It's pressure.
Yeah.
but it just keeps all the hot
Yeah.
air in.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. It's not. It's like 80 something today, but we did have fun, and we did shoot a lot of video.
We did. We
which
did.
Will
Yeah.
be featured.
Yeah, especially
throughout
that day
this.
when we were doing the Frank Lloyd Wright stuff, just because we had time to kind of mess around. It was funny too because the audio tour was structured in such a way that you had an app on your phone. You would just hit play on different like modules, like
Yeah.
wave
and we
files.
were so obsessed with doing it at exactly the same
That was kind of fun.
time.
We were in
but it was
sync.
good because then we could look at each other
And be like, all right, we'll skip this one.
and describe
Yeah.
Frank's voice.
Oh gosh, yeah, we had a fun time because they would cut away to archival audio of like they'd be like, this portion of the house was built by Frank Lloyd Wright in 1941, and this is what he had to say about it. And every time they cut to his voice, it was like from some recording that like it just sounded like it was dragged from the depths of like
He sounded
the bottom of the bear,
hammered.
and
I
he's
doubt
just
that he
going.
was, but
Oh, you gotta, when you do architecture, you make sure that the buildings, it's all triangles, and it makes the land mimic the law. And we're like,
So
what the fuck?
The first time you hear it, you're going, oh, it's
Yeah.
like the wise old professor. And then
Yeah.
after a while, we're going,
He just sounds
"Is he
drunk.
on his third martini here?
Yeah, they would cut to him like, here's Frank again talking about the structure. You have to make the bow of the ship like it's a ship, and you look out of the desert,
see
and then
it?
you sit.
It was pretty funny.
And we'd be like,
We're going,
oh, yeah, okay. Thanks,
"Yeah,
Frank.
I want what he's having.
Go to bed now, buddy. Yeah. So that was, unexpectedly comedic. And then the tour ended in probably my favorite room of the house, which was like this cabaret theater that he
Yeah.
built for all because,
cabaret, they call
they
it.
lived and worked there. His whole kind of architecture team. He had the interns
It
and
was
students
almost like
and
a
drafters.
collective.
Yeah,
and
kind of a utopian vibe or failed utopia in a way because he was quite a tyrant, which they don't get into in the.
Although I found
guided
that
tour,
interesting with the one room with all the utilitarian workstations, except
Yeah.
for Frank's.
He had space.
He was in
Yeah.
the front all by
Of course he
himself
was.
by the window.
He was going around going, no, that doesn't look right.
commune-y.
Do it again.
Kind of a commune vibe, like they grew their own food and they had
Yeah,
communal meals.
and they had their own water well.
but he had his own.
Frank
living
got the
space.
food first. They gave it to him.
and like
and
our
the
current president, he
alcohol.
gets 2 scoops of ice cream
Exactly.
automatically.
Yeah, right. Anyway, it just the power dynamics there seemed a little screwy.
Yeah. But it was fascinating.
Surprised there hasn't been a Frank Lloyd Wright series or biopic or, he's such a kind of crazy figure. His life was
Yeah.
really bizarre. But yeah, I mean, Taliesin was the end of his career because he had already kind of done. Funny enough, I think his greatest works were like when he was older, though, like Falling Water and all that stuff. Like he was in his 70s or 80s by the
He's
time
the
he did that.
Guggenheim, right? Because
Yeah, and that was
there were
also late,
sketches there.
pretty late in
I
his
mean, that was
career.
when he was.
He
they were
started out
working
in
there.
as working for Daniel Burnham and doing
Gosh,
drafting and
Chicago.
yeah for private homes in Chicago,
Yeah.
Oak Park.
I had a childhood friend or
Yeah.
teenage friend whose home was built by
Frank Lloyd Wright.
commissioned and built for their family.
Yeah, he kind of became the guy, the architect du jour for all the people that wanted cool
Yeah, their
modernist.
dad was a big composer.
But you had to let Frank do everything. That was the thing.
Well,
Furniture and
or
Yeah.
you wouldn't get the little tile.
oh
with his
right, they did
signature
say
on it.
that.
If you made changes, he wouldn't.
if you made
basically
changes to his
sign the
design, he
house.
wouldn't sign the house.
Yeah, there was a little look. It was like a tile, and it had his signature in red on it.
Controlling much?
You think?
Yeah, so that was fun. And then I think we were just so kind of just blasted from the heat that we went back to the hotel and recouped. And we did that fun thing also, I should mention, where we had a TV in the room and the Wi-Fi sucked. So we just ended up watching cable TV
Yeah,
and
we
kind of
couldn't
flipping
stream
around.
anything.
You know, we would like watch
We were going
Nat,
to watch all these cool movies.
yeah, Nat Geo or History Channel or Star
Some
Wars
aliens
was
or
on.
Bigfoot kind of.
Yeah. But it was kind of fun because, you just don't get to like channel surf anymore.
Yeah.
So, or at least I miss it. Maybe other people don't have nostalgia for it, but I think it's kind of a fun thing.
We did see some odd,
Yeah,
a
just,
couple of odd. What was
yeah,
that
we
show?
watched that one about Area 51
Yeah.
on
Which is
Nat
all-
Geo.
We were sort of fact checking as we were going.
Yeah, but anyway, let's get back on track.
Oh, the land and of the free, and the home of the rest.
So
Yeah.
the Dodger game
Yeah, Dodgers.
was. We've realized too the hack there is tailgating at the Dodger games.
I know when we go back, we got to get an RV, and we might only have to be in an RV because we'll be living like Mad Max when the apocalypse hits and there's no gas left. So we'll have to travel
We're
in
not
a sort
we
of.
may not be driving.
We'll
We
have
may
to
be
travel in a RV with equipped with weapons and go to the
pedaling.
spring training
Cooking
game.
oil.
Yeah, and artillery. Anyway, the big Dodger Cubs game.
Root for the Dodgers.
Yes.
Which we showed up early for too, and that's where we found the parking lot to be where the party was at.
Hopping.
A lot of RVs, a lot of families,
Barbecues
cookouts,
out.
music. It was kind of the best vibe because you could chill out there
It was
and
crowded.
watch the game. Yeah, it was very crowded.
We did not see much in the backfield.
We didn't.
that day. But
And
Saturday against
the
the Cubs,
line to
who
get
were a big
in
draw.
was in and of itself.
It went fast.
It went fast, but there was a lot of people, like throngs of people, just trying to see the players as they left practice.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you're a two-time world champion Dodgers.
It was a little chaotic, but we got in there, and that it was another day where it was just so hot, and
Yeah,
our
that was a
seats
hot
weren't
day.
in the shade.
Yeah, we ended up on
And I
our
mean,
feet.
look at me, bro. I'm not exactly,
either.
like I wilt pretty quickly when I'm out there. So you and I were both like, we gotta move around, which ended up actually being fine because we kind of did what we did the other game, albeit a little more slowly because it was crowded. But we got up, we moved around.
Timecode Cowboys Camelback Ranch, baby. The Cowboys came back home to Arizona where the Cowboys always roam.
A lot of people rocking Dodgers.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, our boys in blue, and I don't mean the police. I mean the Dodgers. They did not play that well that day because they had a splinter team
Yeah.
playing another game against another splinter team from the Cubs.
But the beginning of the game, we had half a squad of regulars.
yeah,
The
and we got to
pitching,
see
But by the fourth,
Freddie
inning, it
Freeman, who
we
was
saw
looking great.
Freeman, Muncy. Who else did we have?
who
Top of the lineup was intact.
we had good guys.
Yeah,
And then
Will Smith,
the deeper into the game,
which is fun. All the kids. I mean,
Al was telling me that's
the
when they start to kind of
prospects.
audition the new prospects of like you see some numbers come out that you're like,
one of those kids made the.
yeah. Oh,
roster.
really?
Yeah, Freeland.
What numbers are their jerseys usually before they're
Oh,
signed?
there were some guys with
99.
no name in the 90s. Those guys are going to start the season at in the minor
99.
league. But I mean, even those kids that get
Yeah.
invited to major league camp,
That's
a
pretty
deal.
big.
So
That's
they're-
pretty
it's
cool.
a step up the ladder.
Yeah, so there's that aspect to a spring training, which really does live up to its namesake of it being a training ground for new talent coming up the ranks. But
Well, it's changed so much.
yeah.
I mean, literally, and I was talking about this the other day with somebody. I mean, the baseball players used to have to get jobs in the off season.
You're talking about it with me.
Well, we talked about this as well, but I just had this conversation.
Oh.
And
Well, I
you
wonder
know,
what's-
now it's a year-round thing because they're
Yeah.
all making enough money to not have to have a job. So it used to be like a fat farm. They would come back and be out of shape because they'd been
Oh, really?
insurance salesmen or whatever all the off season, and they had to kind of get back in shape. Now
I need
these
one.
guys
I need
are
that.
like Ferraris. They're finely tuned,
Oh, yeah.
12 months a year, so they're just kind of getting their eye back for major league pitching or vice versa.
But it used to really just be
it
to
was just getting in shape.
work out the kinks and get these guys. All right, boys.
Yeah.
Get off your asses. Put out the
Yeah,
cigarettes.
You should. I bet
And get out there. Hey, bye.
you got to dig up some archival spring training footage.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
plenty of
yeah.
it.
I'm sure there's some.
Not a lot of that anymore.
No. They're looking pretty slim. Yeah. And you had some compliments for Freddie Freeman when we were out there. You were like,
He's just a pro.
look at that body. You're like, look at look at that baseball
you're
body.
mixing me up with Milo.
Oh
He's the
yeah,
one that-
yeah. No, Milo's been
He's the
saying
one
that. Yeah, he's like
That's my
that's a
son-in-law.
baseball. But you did say that guy's bred for baseball.
He's
You're like,
he's
look at that
if you
boy,
had
look at that
AI
body.
Design a baseball player. It would
Yeah,
look like
you
Freddie
would design
Freeman, or
him?
first baseman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
tall.
I
Strapping.
love there was a great quote from Mookie Betts last year because he switched to shortstop for any of you. It doesn't matter.
No,
But
no. This
He
is
was just saying that one of the reasons that he felt he had a successful career, he goes, you know, I put a lot of work in, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, but also it's nice to have Freddie Freeman over there because he's going to scoop up anything that gets
Yeah.
anywhere near him. And it's true.
Speaking of Freddie, you know, that was amazing to watch that game because at pretty close range and in kind of a casual context, because, you know, even though it was like maximum attendance, crazy
There's
fan
nothing on the
energy,
They're just
He
trying
was
to get
playing-
their swing together.
at a really cool, mellow pace. And like, I think you and I both noticed this, but there was a play where he positioned himself at the bag
Yeah, he just,
at
it's like
first
second nature.
and like
They
waited
don't even
for the
think about
ball
it.
to
They
come
know
in.
right where to go.
Exactly.
It's so much fun to watch.
But
that.
wait, hold on, let me finish. He was there because there's a poetry to this, and he was standing by the bag. You know, put the mitt. Is that what it is? I'm
Glove.
joking. Put his glove up. I know what it
The
is.
catcher's mitt, baseball glove.
I put up the glove. He put up the glove to get the ball for first, to make the
Yes.
out. But he did it in such a calm, sort of balletic
Yeah.
fashion.
It's the 10,000 hour theory, right? Or
He was like, it just looked like a pro.
yeah.
And his body looked great.
Glad you
Yeah,
approve.
I did.
We played catch too, which we hadn't
Well,
done
we
for
did.
years.
Yeah, we got to throw the ball around a little bit.
That was fun. There was a big field near
Yeah.
It's odd. It's like that whole place, all these brand new.
I know. Oh, we made a friend too our first day.
Gary?
Greg, really interesting
Yeah,
guy.
the
Was just
Reds
kind of he was really stoked because he got I guess he's a Reds fan. I don't know what. He was just talking a mile a minute.
No, he's a Mariners fan. Remember?
Oh,
Why he was
yeah.
going to that game, I don't know.
And he would just sort of approach us as some strangers tend to do and just start talking about his lifestyle. He said, I got a $5 ticket. I'm getting in today. I got a $5 ticket. And we're like, oh, cool. You're a Reds fan? He's like, no, I'm a Mariners fan, but, you know, I love spring training. And we're like, yeah, we're here for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
but
and he lived
catching
right
the
around
game.
the corner.
He's like, well, I live around the corner. You know, I always try to catch him. And I just got a job. I just got a job. I got a call about a job. It's a good day for me. And we are like, cool.
Yeah, he's going. I got a buddy who bartends
Yeah.
here, so maybe I get a free beer.
Yeah. And then we saw him at the game.
Yeah, we did.
And you're like, hey, I'm kind of surprised
decked out in his Mariners gear,
he
head to
noticed
toe.
us. He was, even at a Reds Padres game.
Yes.
But I guess we were wearing Dodger stuff, so.
He lived. What he said, he lived right around the corner. But all these data centers everywhere.
Oh, a lot of data. A lot of data centers.
and just apartments springing up all around. I mean,
really kind of sad apartments, too. Just like these prefab sort of
yeah.
kind of.
I mean, if they were, you stuck them in North Hollywood, they'd be worth a fortune. But in the middle of, I don't know
Stuck
where
anything
we
in
were
North
there. I don't
Hollywood.
even know where that wasn't Glendale. I don't know where that was.
No, Goodyear was the town that their training field was in.
Goodyear,
The town of
Arizona.
Goodyear, where drinking is prohibited past 5 p.m.
Is that right?
Remember, they said in the
Oh.
town of Goodyear, drinking is prohibited after 5 p.m. So
Like, that's
please
Goodyear
come get
Stadium.
your top offs. No, the town.
The town.
They'll shoot you dead if they find you with a mug of
I
beer
don't know about
after
that.
5 p.m.
But
That's not true. I'm being facetious.
So we're not talking a lot about movies. We should talk about some.
We
what's
talked
your
about our
favorite baseball
experiences. We talked about our experiences.
You feel happy with what you got? I also got some magnets and stickers.
I do. I like my new Dodger hat. I got. I like my shirt that I found.
Yeah.
Spring training shirt.
Did you ever wear the hat I got you from Cannes? The white one?
Yeah, it's
a
probably.
really
I
good one.
wanted coffee.
It's a good hat.
My favorite baseball movie is probably, haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking 8 Men Out, the John Sayles movie
Excellent, yeah.
with David Strathairn and John Cusack.
Yes, if you haven't seen that, that's
It's about the Black Sox scandal of 1919,
1919.
where they threw the World Series game because they got paid off by the mob, and to throw the game, and
Because the players were not getting paid.
they got struck from the record, right? Their names.
But the World Series win, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know about
And
that.
did they
for
get
sure,
taken out
but
of the Hall of
They were all
Fame?
banned from baseball for life, the players.
For life.
And one of them, Shoeless Joe Jackson, who did not
Yeah.
cooperate and had an amazing series.
Yeah.
That's the shame. That guy should be, I mean, he's long gone.
He didn't cooperate in the sense that he didn't want to
He
do
didn't
it.
he didn't participate.
But he was kind of seen as a
but
goody two shoes.
he didn't say anything,
Yeah.
which was, so he got
So he was
swept
kind of
up
in
there.
between.
But he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Were the guys, what was the rationale behind it? They were kind of like,
They
I
weren't
need
making
money.
very much money.
I need some friggin'
It
money.
did change things. They after that they had a commissioner and they brought in Judge Landis, who was a former Supreme Court judge, I think, to be the new overlord of baseball. And I think the teams realized we got to start paying these guys a little more because it was too easy. They were easy marks.
Yeah.
They didn't have to give them a lot of money to. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Definitely worth watching.
Gets into all the nuances.
And John Sayles is amazing because without Sale or Sales,
John Sayles. Yeah.
I know
Sayles.
Mike Sale. Very talented
I do
film
too.
editor.
I do too.
You do too. Not a big budget, but boy, it's all on the screen. It looked great. I mean, recreating 1919 pre CGI anything.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah. John Sayles famously is one of those guys that really subscribed to the one for them, one for me theory.
Yep.
And that he made a lot of money on writing and directing B movies
like
Crocodile and
Yeah.
all these kind of slasher adjacent creature features. Made money in that world and then would go and fund these really kind of
His own
interesting,
movies.
heartfelt human dramas,
Yeah.
which is cool. And I saw him speak ahead of a screening of Medium Cool, the Haskell Wexler film about the 67 DNC demonstrations in Chicago. Really cool documentary footage of that event, like just ripped from the headlines. And he was a really eloquent, cool guy. And had a lot of love for that movie and a lot of love for Robert Forster, who stars in that film. But it made sense that he would introduce it because his films were always very political outside of the creature features he made his money on. Because he 8 Men Out, and then he did that one Amigo. That's about the American occupation of the
coal mining
Philippines.
one,
Yeah, Matawan.
Matawan. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just,
that's with David Strathairn too.
yeah.
It's about the coal mining town like that.
Yeah, just a really. I mean, that's a career I would have loved to have had.
Well, he was just a conscientious dude. He reminds me a lot of Mark Baldwin in many ways. And Mark, if you're watching, that is a compliment.
Shout out, Mark, one of our guests.
Speaking of Mike Sale, because we were talking about John Sayles, my dad said, "Oops, I know a Mike Sale." That reminds me of Mike Sale. Have we ever gotten on camera and described some of the funny stories Mike Sale had about first moving here? I'm thinking specifically, I think one
Just an eel.
Yeah, do you want to tell that? Because I think it's a great story.
Well, he was.
Give some context first. Who is Mike Sale?
Mike.
We're going to have him on.
He worked with me when I was editing as an assistant, and then went on to become a big comedy featured editor. Still working. Really nice guy, talented, very funny. But he was describing his first day here. He grew up in Boston, near Boston, Massachusetts. Comes out to California and he goes to Santa Monica and goes out onto the pier. He's first time he'd been there. Goes to the end of the pier and there's a guy with a fishing rod and he walks up and he goes, "Hey, what you catching?" And he turns around and goes, "Just an eel."
I always love that story. I thought it was so funny. Just an eel.
Okay.
He's like feeling himself. He just got to LA. He's like, "Oh, look, Santa Monica. Oh my God,
buddy,
it's so
what are you-
sunny."
what are you catching?
Taps on the guy's shoulder. He's like, "Just an eel." I imagine him having like one eye,
Yeah, I don't think I gave it the full. Just an eel.
Just an eel.
There it is.
He only caught an eel. Anyway, that's Mike's tale. But
That's that.
what is your favorite baseball movie, Al?
Well, probably The Natural.
Yeah.
But what I
Redford.
have the codicil for me is that I read the book before I saw the movie. Book's an older book, obviously, and it does not end the same way as the movie does. It's a tragedy. It's a real cautionary tale. And having read it and then seen the movie and what they did, they had to. I think they did the right thing with the movie by ending it, triumphantly.
Yeah.
And that he overcomes his
Demons.
Achilles heel.
Yeah.
In the book, it doesn't end that way, and it kind of breaks your heart. But it's a great read and a really beautifully made movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Albeit maybe
well, it's,
implausible in that Redford's a little old to play.
but that's the character.
Is that part of the? Okay.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
had his first chance as a young guy, as a
And now he's
pitcher.
coming back.
And yeah,
Gotcha.
he
Gotcha.
gets shot and then comes back and
Does it. Yeah.
comes back as a hitter and gets
Yeah.
his one chance.
Gets his chance again.
But also, I think for me, my favorite one, it has to go to nostalgia. When I was growing up, it was Damn Yankees,
Oh, yeah.
the musical,
That's a great one.
which is really a fun
Who
movie.
plays the devil in that?
Ray Walston.
Yeah.
It's one of the few instances where a feature made from a Broadway show has a lot of the original cast from the Broadway show in it.
Tab Hunter?
Tab Hunter, except for that,
He's-
Tab Hunter plays,
Yeah.
you know,
The younger.
Joe Hardy.
Because the premise is
hero.
there's a guy that's like, I wish I could play for
It's
the
Faust.
Yankees. He makes a deal with the devil to go back as a young man and play for the Yankees. But of course, there's a price.
Yes, but he's an insurance salesman,
Yes.
and he puts a clause in his deal
Yes, he
that
does.
allows him to. He has an escape clause,
He does have an escape clause.
which
Which
the
is pretty
devil
good.
decides to do just on a whim. But it's really well made. Bob Fosse,
Yeah.
Gwen Verdon.
Yeah,
in it.
beautiful.
And it's just fun.
It's a good musical, and I
Yeah.
don't like musicals
it's fun.
as a whole, but this one, it's an exception.
Funny. It's a funny. It was based on a book called. Geez, I have it too. I'll have to look
Damn
up the
Yankees?
title. Yeah, it was based on a novel, a comedy book, kind of. But anyways, it's a Faustian tale, and
Faustian Barb.
but that's the one I remember as a kid because they used to run it at the beginning, right before baseball season would start. And
put it on TV.
I grew up. I've been a baseball fan my whole life, and
Yeah.
so I was always loved that. It meant that
Yeah.
baseball season was about to start. I always love today because today's opening day.
Yeah.
Even though there's only one game,
So what's the deal with that?
Netflix.
Explain.
Apparently, they.
I mean, I love blaming them for
disclosed a
things,
big
but-
deal with Major
Yeah.
League Baseball. They're going to have a few like marquee games that they're going to do throughout the season, and I think part of their deal was, I forget how much money they gave them, a lot, was that they wanted to make an event out of opening day, but it's only one game,
They're just doing one big game
just one big game.
so that they can
but
get
I'm
some
no Giant
get some
fan,
visibility around
clearly.
Netflix. Well, hey, listen, it's great being back in the saddle. Great talking about
Wait,
spring training.
Baseball movie, other than Eight Men Out, you got to have another one.
No, we each gave one.
No, I did too. Damn Yankees, The Natural.
I did. I said two.
Which two?
I said 8 Men Out and
8 Men Out. That's one.
8 Men Out and the Goofy one. Where
Oh, the
Goofy,
Goofy one.
baseball.
Happens every spring.
Mm-hmm.
The Goofy explains baseball.
Yeah. Goofy baseball.
8 Men Out.
Goofy.
The Natural.
Um,
Field of Dreams.
yeah, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
It's a good one.
Cornfield. Kevin Costner.
What was the one? Was it The Rookie about the guy?
Yeah, that's the one with Dennis Quaid
That
where he
one's
can
not bad.
throw that fastball.
But I also would like to recommend
Moneyball.
a book, and I don't know why nobody ever tried to make a movie out of it, which is Ball 4.
About
Jim Bouton. Came out in maybe the early 70s, the book.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of pulled the curtain back on what life was like during the season on a Major League Baseball team and was not well received
Well,
by the other players.
wasn't Major League with Charlie Sheen sort of a
Well, that was a highly comedic version.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
related to the book, but
yeah.
that's another one that
Yeah.
not a great movie, but it has some funny moments.
It's fun. Yeah. I mean, listen, baseball is a cinematic sport.
It is.
Actually, I
It's-
would
it has-
recommend
it has
one.
a lot of drama.
Yes, it does.
And
And
that's
I
why
would
it
recommend
appealed
one
to me.
by Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden, the directors of Half Nelson.
They did a baseball
They
movie?
did a baseball movie that I'm going to look up that's really good. Sugar.
Sugar.
Came out in like 2011 09, 2009,
How did I miss that
2010.
one?
Didn't do very well, but it was like their follow-up after Half Nelson, I think. And it's about a Dominican kid who gets scouted to come up to the majors in New York and has a major league debut, but has this really interesting kind of structure where you like expect him to make it because of the structure of the film, right? Like it's a hero's journey kind of thing. But then by the time he gets there, he's kind of summarily dismissed because his like first game isn't great. And so then he has to kind of survive in New York and get a job with like relatives. And the third act of the film kind of just becomes about an immigrant experience in New York, which is interesting because like it starts as this baseball movie, but it does feature some really big baseball sequences. And
I have to find that
it's
one.
good. It's called Sugar.
Sugar.
I actually just remembered it talking with you now.
That's good.
So that would be my second.
So a few movies that we threw out there, and we did want to talk about our trip because we shot some funny stuff, and I know or fun stuff, and I know Danny will have fun with that.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
And then our next pod, we're gonna get serious about doing some movies. We should talk about. You just saw Project Hail Mary, which I'm reading.
I did.
And then I'm going to see the movie.
It's funny. It's fun.
So
very sweet.
We should talk about all the movies that are coming up. We're getting close to summer.
Yeah,
we are. There's going to be a lot of big releases, and we'll break down some of those. Also, before we do our next podcast, I'm going to become a grandfather. You're going to become an uncle for the first time.
Yeah.
And then the second time, most likely.
For our
next pod.
Yep. And
so lots of good
that's
thoughts
big.
going out to Claire,
to the babies,
Denise, Colin, and Milo.
Gonna be some babies.
Babies.
So listen, stay tuned, and comments are open, encouraged, and we are here. We'll be podcasting.
We'll try to get in a little roll here.
Yeah. And we need to get Colin on to do a Star Wars episode.
Yes, well, he's about to become a dad, so we might be able to get him in here before Denise's
he could come do it. Yeah.
We're going to work on it. All right, that should be the next one. We'll do our Star Wars / Disney.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, thanks anybody who's out there still paying attention to us. We really appreciate it, and I hope we didn't bore you. But baseball's a great sport.
Baseball is. Yeah.
Go Dodgers.